you, Dr. Ma.
Thank you. Okay, before that, let me explain a little bit about what is Alien Healthcare. So a lot of people pronounce it differently, Alien, Alam. Yeah. So basically, it's Alien. Yeah. Right. So Alien Healthcare is a subsidiary of GK Go. And if you ask, GK Go is an investment company. What do they know about healthcare, right? In fact, GK Go has been in aged care, not particularly healthcare, but aged care for many years. And also, they have a large share in the Opal Group in Australia, which altogether have about 76 nursing homes. So after a stint in Australia, GK Go decided, right, if we are doing nursing home in Australia, why can't we bring it back to Singapore and benefit the Singapore citizens and benefit Singaporeans? That's when we decided to look at a piece of land, well, bit from MOH, to start our nursing home. It's somewhere in Vince Drive. So the next question you ask me most likely is, when is it going to open?
Yes.
Second half of this year. Yeah. Like all buildings, it's always delayed. So it's understandable. If you are interested in exactly what Alien Healthcare and the nursing home, I'm prepared to stay behind after 10 o'clock. We can have a coffee together, and then I will tell you all about it. Yeah, I try not to bore you out of tears.
Yeah. Do you want to give us an indication of how much it costs, the one bed? Just the bed?
FOC for the time being. Right, so I think what I'm about to see and what I'm about to say most likely will be music ears, because I'm talking about the non-nursing training.
Wow. Okay.
Right. So as far as I'm concerned, I would like to start off with by sharing with you a conversation. Just now, we were talking about Williams Nursing Home. They are talking about they don't have much doctors, they only have nurses. I'm telling you, Alien Healthcare, we only use nurses to do nursing activities because it's a waste of resources. Nurses at the moment are very expensive commodity. I am not, sorry to call it a commodity, and I'm not going to use them to fill water jugs. I'm not going to use them to ask people what menu, what food you want to eat. It's a waste of my talent. Yeah, we spend a lot of money to train them. Therefore, when we look around Alien Healthcare, we feel that nursing home, what is nursing home? What is it that we want to be with our nursing home? If they are very, very sick, they should be going to hospital. They should not be in the nursing home. And also, at the same time, if you look at, oh, by the way, I must tell you, I personally have worked in a VW nursing home for 17 years. So I know what VW nursing home is all about. Money is never enough. Yeah, but just before I left, they had this CST money, Community Silver Trust. Yeah, and then I have 2 million in my disposal, and I waved my 2 million bye-bye and joined a private healthcare organization. Then I realized what Jason was saying, outcome first. Yes, in VW, what resources I have first. So there's a different mindset altogether. So back to, because I know it's just trying to hold up that piece of paper already. So I'm trying to quickly tell you, I have overheard recently a conversation between 2 care staff. I'm not talking about nursing staff. 2 care staff talking to each other, okay? And they were saying that, oh, my meeting with the HR department is very successful because my HR department was telling me I am identified for promotion. But she also told me that I need to take up a more maybe administrative role and be involved in operational plan. So she was saying that I am all right in doing administrative role, but I honestly don't know what this advancement means. How am I going to implement it? Well, it happens to a lot of us. This is not isolated cases. how many of us actually entered aged care? I'm talking about aged care. How many of us enter into aged care or get promoted in your aged care organization without understanding this transition? In fact, if you ask me, this transition represents, okay, the most challenging and turbulent move in your life. Therefore, as far as I'm concerned, it is clear for this particular healthcare staff, she realized that because for the promotion, her role will have great impact, okay, in team effectiveness and also the team morale, and ultimately organization profit. Sorry to say about profit, because we are profit-making organization. That's why sometimes you have, but business is business. Yeah. All right. So we all understand that in future, in fact, when I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about today, I come up with a lot more questions than answers. So I hope that you can give me all the answers.
You try.
Thank you so much. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, okay, I think the future healthcare workforce will be engaged in an environment whereby value-based charges will be the norm. And also, high-tech most likely will replace high-touch. So you are telling me, okay, is our aged care workforce is a technical role? I'm not so sure. I think we need to think, apart from being a technical role, it probably has to change into an adaptive role, adapting to the modern day technology. When we are talking about technology, of course we are talking about robotic technology and all that. So just a technical role may not be good enough to see us through. Yeah, we need to be very adaptive, whatever thrown in our way. So therefore, when we look around, we have Singaporeans that are, we believe, is quite capable to do this job. You do not require nurses to work in a nursing home. Of course, I need nurses for many other things, but I'm not talking about nurses today. I'm talking about healthcare staff. Why can't we improve the skill of this particular level of staff? And if you ask me, I have worked in VW nursing homes before, and as I mentioned, it's a waste of resources. So how am I going to train up this group of healthcare workers to be capable to look after aged care? What are the skills that aged care needs to have? Because as far as I'm concerned, if this group of aged care think that they can go easy with an easy pace, forget it. Healthcare, aged care is a very fast changing health aged care at the moment. So there's no slowing down or easy pace for this group of workers. So exactly, how can we help this group of people, okay, how to maybe come up with some innovation ideas, okay, drive efficiencies. You're telling me it's only nurses can drive efficiencies? It's only managers can drive efficiencies? You mean my aged care worker cannot drive efficiencies? Well, we have something else to think about. Okay, and also at the same time, according to Access Health International, it seems that entrepreneurship is the way forward for modern aging. So, what I mean by entrepreneurship, I mean identifying and exploiting opportunities for new products, new services, and also new markets. So what are the new markets now? And I'm sure Catherine knows about the new market. Digital technology. And she also helped ADM to actually brand all these things. So how can we use digital technology, okay, to help us to get more customers and also inject life into our advertisement? We can take a leaf from OMO Smart App. OMO, O-M-O, It's actually a washing detergent. Recently, they again joined force with another organization and come up with this very smart app called Peggy. It's providing information for their customer. It's a washing detergent, don't forget, okay? Providing the customer with the temperature, the light, and the humidity. So they give them information, maybe to the housewife, maybe to the working mothers. I'm not too sure whether gentlemen do washing or not. Yeah.
I do.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I do support you. Yeah. When is the best time to do the washing with all this information? For ladies, by the way, incidentally, OMO, O-M-O, means old man's out. So if you want your next door neighbors to come for a cup of tea, you just put the OMO washing detergent by the window. Okay, so another thing is, as an aged care providers, we need to think global, but we need to act local. Because of our unique culture in Singapore, I can see new emerging role and skill in aged care, honestly. And this is when I'm saying that we need to redefine the role of these aged care workers. So when I'm talking about redefining role, what is it? Is it technical skill? Is it clinical skill? Maybe, yes, technical, clinical skills is important. But at the same time, okay, customer service skill, excellent customer service skill is important, particularly you are in a private sector. I've been in the public sector before, in the retail sector before. I am not saying anything that the customer service skill is not important. But at the same time, when there's no offense to anybody being called auntie, uncle, and so on and so forth. Why can't we just ask the client, how would you like me to address you? Rather than, auntie. Everybody is an auntie. Yeah, I have my own identity. I am Lina. Call me Lina if I want you to. Call me Miss Ma if I like to. Yeah, but don't call me auntie. I'm not auntie. Yeah.
You spent too long in Australia. Over here, auntie is a respect.
This is I understand the local culture. Yeah, auntie is a respect, but don't forget, we probably, apart from aiming the present cohort of older people, we are talking about in future. Okay, people like us, as you can tell, I'm one of the baby boomers, and baby boomers generally have money to spend, and we know exactly what I want. We know exactly what we want. What I want is not just somebody to do my NG tip for me, to insert my catheter, to do my wound. I want somebody to be able to listen to me, have that empathy, have that interpersonal skill and interactional skill with me. Listen to me, not just come and do your procedure and leave the room, and that's it, bye-bye. Yeah. This is, again, what I call hospitality. And even, just imagine, okay, those people in the nursing home, they are already not very well, maybe, not saying not very well, but imagine if you are looking at the psychosocial, emotional problem, nobody wants to stay in the nursing home. So when they come to a nursing home, their mood probably slightly low, and then you give them some food that is a blob of yellowish thing, a blob of greenish thing, and a blob of a grayish thing, or whatever it is. Of course I don't want to eat it. Of course I lose weight. And then you're telling me she's losing weight in the nursing report, so it's losing weight. Need to see a doctor. I don't need to see a doctor. Yeah. So again, food preparation is important. I understand that AIC is helping us at the moment, or helping the Liverpool nursing homes to look at the food preparation. It is important. Yeah. And even the table mat and all that, it will encourage the person to eat that. Yeah. And I'm not going to talk about the flip learning or all that because I've said it already.
Right.
But at the same time, we need to train our aged care worker how to connect the dots. Connecting dots is important. Now, the whole world is talking about migration. Does anybody realize migration actually linked to the dot of climate change, political turmoil? So in the same token, when we are talking about excellence in our healthcare, aged care organization, what is excellent? Do we know how to feel excellent? Do we see what is excellent? Unfortunately, at the moment, we may not have any measure to measure that. It's just because we don't have measure to measure that doesn't mean that we forget about excellence. Basically, if you know how to connect the dot, at the end of the day, you will know what you get your system, your processes, your information, and your governance when we start practicing it. So perseverance is important. And as an aged care employee, whoever wants to go and work with aged care, okay, as an employee, stop thinking what the aged care organization can do for me. I like to make them think what I can do for the aged care organization. Have I got the capabilities, basically, to engage people, because aged care services is a very complex organization and it's very, very personal. So think about that. That means we have to reframe their learning and take their work as a learning system rather than every day go in and looking at just execute tasks and solve problems. It's more than that. Right. Be curious. We need to teach them curiosity. Can I do these things differently? That's the most important thing. Communication, again, lies at the heart of aged care. And that is both for the managerial staff and also for the operational staff. As I mentioned, okay, technical is more than just technical role, aged care, because they will require a completely fresh behavior. And I call this a soft skill, because these aged care sectors, they need to have that skill to connect to that person. Okay, the human connection is important, because ultimately, whether you like it or not, they have huge impact on the older people's happiness and the quality of life. So again, I strongly, now let's talk about being political savvy. I heard just now about, getting money and all that, you cannot straight away tell them they're doing the wrong thing and so on and so on. So we need to train our aged care workers to be political savvy.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
It's a tough job.
It is a tough job, yeah, but can be learned.
Right.
Yeah, we may not born with it, but it can be learned. Yeah, we must also understand that not all political behaviors are negative. Some of them are good. Yeah, being political savvy can help our aged care workers or aged care workforce to get moving, and also how to work around the bureaucracy, which we know that there's plenty of. Okay, and also obstacles, and also help to mobilize the resources. So yes, I need political savvy training. I need volunteer training. If you tell me you are going to bring money to me and train my volunteer, I salute you.
Right.
So with that, I is it enough time?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So sorry, enough time. Yeah, I can sit here and stand here for all night.
No, you still have 10 more minutes. You're going to ask questions. And then the first question I just want to clarify is that when you say nursing home, you mentioned that it's not for the sick, okay? But how about mentally? Are they sound? Must they be sound?
Well, when you say mentally are they sound, we do take on clients with dementia.
Okay.
Yeah. So mentally are they sound is a disease.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not an aging process.
Right.
Dementia. So yes,
So
we
you
do
do
take
take-
on. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We have a specific dementia household. Okay, ours is called household. It's not a ward. It's not a lab.
Household,
You don't
okay.
live in a ward.
Right.
You live in a house, or you live in a
Okay.
flat, or you live in an apartment. So we call it household.
Yeah.
It's something like your flat. It's exactly like your flat. Your own flat. Except that your flat, okay, have maybe 3 bedrooms. I'm not talking about rooms. 3 bedrooms. Our household has 10 bedrooms.
Okay. So, and the reason I asked that, please have a seat.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm going to ask you questions. Yeah, 1 minute, just want to clarify. So the reason I asked that because my dad, towards the end, he was sleeping, waking, sleeping, so he couldn't tell whether he's awake or he was in dreamland. And then the conversation is so interesting, right? It's like, oh, your daughter got married, you Lee Ka-shing son, I didn't know that, then you know when they say that. So you're dreaming and all that. So is that?
That is his reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him this is day or night. If you think that this is night,
Yeah.
okay, there's many different school of thoughts.
So the nursing home does take people.
Yeah, we do. Some people think that you have to reality oriented. Some school of thoughts is you go along with the flow. Yeah, depends on what kind of model.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And
Yes,
question? Yes. Your name, please, again.
Oh, I'm Julie just now.
Julie. Okay.
Yeah, just now you talk about Peggy and the apps and things like that, right? The gadgets. I don't know whether you know of, there's this online forum that I was, it's actually between IMTA and IPI. And they actually have, I went to attend their talk, and they have a lot of all these gadgets for aged care. So I don't know whether you know about these 2 organizations who have this kind of initiative or this kind of project going on.
Yes, we work with a lot of organizations. In fact, we have this marketing thing, what we call B2B and B2C. Yeah. So we take, for example, the pain check. What we call the pain check means basically it's a facial recognition of your clients if they have pain, but sometimes they cannot tell you. So it's actually a very smart app. You actually take a picture of that particular client and answer quite a number of questions, and then we'll tell you. So yes, we have the B2B marketing. Yeah. We are open for anything.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's a whole world out there. Everyone is very interested in this area. So you can go to SUTD, SIT, every single polytechnic and all that. They have projects to help with early aging and so on. And there are many, many ideas. The hard part is getting into market and making it commercially viable. Because I've had a few, when I've worked with some of the groups, and I find that they are great ideas, but they're commercially not viable. We don't have the volumes, we don't have the manufacturing and so on. So that's actually where the whole area of enterprise needs to be done. And you guys down here at Lina, if you know how to teach political savviness, see me. I have to teach my doctors that.
I can give it a try. Yeah. So I won't be able to help you bring the funds, but I can teach you how to try. Sorry, that was a question. Yes, Esther.
Yes. Hi. I'm just wondering. Many of us comes from community care services. So your nursing home is one of the private upper class, right? That's why you put there the
Premium.
Premium. Okay, premium.
We're same class, but
Discover the very finest in aged care. So I'm just wondering, maybe you can share with us in what sense is your care model can be considered, the very finest in aged care. What's the care model that you?
Okay. I just give you some simple thing, just something very simple, because I can just go on and on. Okay. Yeah. For example, if you go to some nursing home, okay, I'm not saying that all nursing home are like that. Go to some nursing home, they have a big, huge sign written down, visitors. Who are you calling visitors? This is their home. Okay? If their family come to visit them, they're family. They are not visitors. Who are the visitors? We are the visitors. We go there to visit their home, where they stay. So just simple thing like visitors. We remove the word visitors. We don't use the word visitors because they ain't visitors.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And shall we show our appreciation to Dr. Ma?